Sasha is a sweet young girl with a fairly normal childhood. For her birthday, she received a fairly normal gift, and surrounded by her fairly normal family, they arranged for a clown to perform a fairly mediocre dance routine to Sasha's thrill and excitement. After the clown locks himself up for a magic trick and fails to escape, the family encourages Sasha to partake in his blood. All perfectly normal. But Sasha turns out to be far from normal. From her vampire family's perspective, of course. They did a quick trip to the dentist to find out why her fangs still haven't come out yet, and even went to see a neurologist to analyze her brain patterns, which concluded that showing visions of stimulated acts of violence towards humans makes her sad, instead of making her hungry. A visit to a psychologist reveals that she could be suffering from post-traumatic stress from a more recent event. The doctor recommends keeping Sasha in the clinic so she could be studied further. The father storms out, taking Sasha with him. The parents then started arguing about what's best to do for Sasha's well-being. The mother wanted to keep Sasha in the clinic to encourage her to become more independent. On the other hand, the father strongly insisted that Sasha only needs time and she'll develop on her own. In the end, the father got his way. Sometime later, Sasha has blossomed into a wonderful young woman who spends her nights busking in front of the local shops. Her innate talent is a joy for everyone to see. She also received a cookie for her efforts. Back at home, she curiously regarded said cookie, but instead goes back to her blood baggies. They're almost out of stock, but her mother should be returning home with more soon. Yet her mother was already sick of her family always relying on her to hunt for food, and Sasha is old enough to hunt for the family. But her father defended her again by stating that she only needs more time, and the argument ended in a stalemate again. The next night, however, something interesting is happening. Right at front is the bowling alley, and someone is about to jump from the roof. From the looks, as Sasha intensely waits, the boy was called inside and changes his mind against jumping. Now Paul is a magnet for bullies. Kids bully him, his colleagues torment him, and now Sasha wants to be part of the action. She's under immense pressure from her parents to be more independent, and it seems Paul will be her first kill. Or so she thought. Sasha is torn between helping Paul and Paul's delicious blood, the strong urge bringing forth her true nature, yet she chooses to flee. Sasha rushes home and quenches her thirst. Her parents are concerned since they found human food in her room, which is toxic to vampires. But they change their tones when they see Sasha's fangs. But Sasha wants none of it and decides to never leave the house, ever. The next night, the whole family schedule an intervention with Sasha, and they all decide it's best if she lives with her cousin Denise. Denise will teach Sasha how to hunt for herself, since according to the aunt, cadavers don't grow on trees. With her father no longer spoiling her, Sasha ends up with Denise. Denise brings home a couple of hitchhikers for dinner, but Sasha can't bear to listen to their screams and hides in her room. A little later, Sasha wakes up hungry, but finds her blood baggies are gone. Her father gave her a few just so she can adjust until she can hunt on her own. Apparently, Denise took them away. Sasha goes downstairs, but still can't bring herself to do it. Paul is again feeling dead on the inside and looking dead on the outside. In school, he gets punished for not wearing gym shoes since it's full of cheese, and his teammates hate his guts. A lost bat in the gym freaks out everyone but Paul, where he manages to hit it and put it out of its misery. His mother gets called to the principal's office shortly. Apparently, all the students are left traumatized because of the event, but Paul's mother is very supportive of his son. The principal then tells of the possibility that murderers start from animals than people, but Paul mentions that he wouldn't kill anyone other than himself. It seems that Paul's mother is aware of his son's suicidal tendencies and encourages him to go back to group therapy. That night, Denise takes Sasha on her first hunt, and they pick up an annoying drunk guy. They drive him back to his place, where Denise instructs Sasha to bite JP until he's not moving, otherwise he'll turn into a vampire. But Sasha still can't do it, so Denise ends up biting him. Sasha feels sorry for JP and alerts the household, then runs away. Denise can't decide whether to go after Sasha or finish off JP, but she went with the latter. Sasha wanders aimlessly through town and has also thought about ending herself when she sees the group therapy poster. She enters and also finds Paul there. The moderator requested volunteers and Sasha goes first, being the new face in the crowd. She admitted that she's forced to do bad things, and if she doesn't, she'll die, and quickly added that it's probably for the best. It was Paul's turn, and he admitted that he hates life and would gladly give his for a good cause, while looking at Sasha knowingly, the two of them reaching an unspoken understanding. After the session, the two meet up and Sasha brings Paul back to Denise's place. Paul gets introduced to JP as well, who apparently survived and became a vampire. Sasha leads Paul back to her room, where the two got to know each other. But Paul is taking a keen interest in Sasha, even complimenting her on her choice of music. But as time went on, it's clear that the two is starting to lose the plot. And at last they both get ready for the inevitable. But Sasha gets cold feet at the last minute and goes out for some air. Denise offers her assistance, but Sasha refused. She returns back and seriously asks Paul if he has any dying wish. Paul was unsure, but Sasha insisted, so Paul decided that he wants to take revenge on his bullies. So they head to the bowling place where Henry the bully works, but he's not there. Apparently he's in some party somewhere. By this time, Sasha is starving and is again entertaining the thought of ending herself. Paul comes back after helping customers at the counter, and they head off. He admits that he's not brave enough to face Henry in front of everybody at the party, so Sasha suggests that he start small first. First, he vandalized Melissa's poster and gave it to her. Next is the teacher who gave him an F, then he tosses a dead bat at the school principal. They go to Paul's house so he could leave a farewell note for his mother. But his mother arrives home earlier than usual and catches them on their way out. She's quite impressed that Paul is with a girl, and even heading to a party no less. After the awkward introductions, Paul tells her mom that he loves her and leaves. Paul and Sasha arrive at Henry's party and he approaches the bully. And immediately, Henry humiliates him. But after getting inspiration from Sasha, Paul bites Henry. The blood is making Sasha hungry, which at this point she desperately needs. Paul helps her out a little and offers himself to her, yet she still rejects him. He convinces her that it's only natural for vampires to kill humans for food, but Sasha replies that her fangs won't come out. Henry and his gang finally finds Paul, but Paul isn't backing down this time. The group gang up on Paul and start beating him up, while Sasha is too weak to help out. However, the sight of Paul getting hurt sends her into a rage. She bites Henry, finally succumbing to her instincts. Paul wants to help her, but she forces him to leave. Denise arrives shortly to help deal with the body. She's highly impressed that Sasha finally made her first kill, but was surprised that it wasn't Paul. But she helps her regardless. But now Denise thinks that Paul should also be disposed of since he knows too much. Sasha isn't having it, so she knocks out Denise. She quickly heads out to see Paul and warn him of the danger he's in. Sasha takes him to a motel to hide temporarily. While they're both just chilling, Paul asks her what her dying wish is. It's to see the sun, Sasha replies. Sometime later, Sasha wakes up to find Paul busy with something. Apparently he was listing ways the two of them can survive, and it all starts with Sasha turning Paul into a vampire. Of course, Sasha is strongly opposed to this offer, but Paul convinces her that he'll be the most creative humanist vampire there is. He won't be able to see the sun anymore, can't go to school, can't eat food, but Paul is fine with all that. Paul is also sure his mother will understand. Sasha still isn't convinced, but Paul begs her more, since it's the first time her truly wanted something, but there's still a problem. Sasha's fangs won't come out. Paul suggests that since it only comes out whenever she fears for his life, to just imagine Denise trying to kill him. Sasha is wary of the risks, but Paul is willing to take it, so they begin. Paul relaxes while Sasha imagines his life to be in danger to get her in the mood. It all happens so quickly. Sasha checks on Paul, fearing that it didn't work, but he starts convulsing. She panics and calls her family over to help out. They all get angry at Sasha for turning Paul without consulting them. The aunt wants to kill Paul, but Sasha intervenes. Finally realizing Sasha's close attachment to Paul, she helps Paul recover by letting him drink blood. Paul fully recovers, and the two have put a system in place. Paul's mother works at a hospital, and she finds them consenting dying humans. Paul and Sasha treat them with respect until their last breath. And that's a wrap. All in all, this has been a cute coming-of-age story that ended well. Thank you for staying until the end, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.